Okay, guys, here we go. Ask me anything, talk about anything at all you'd like. As I'm waiting for any notifications that, hey, Jill, good to see you. Any notifications that might go out. I'm just going to check on the college football scores right now. I didn't make any bets today. I'm just curious how what's going on. Penn State's struggling with freaking FIU. That makes me laugh. Illinois 1 point up on Duke. That doesn't surprise me. All right, let's go. You're removing your mascara? I'm cutting down on mine. I think my eyes pop, even without the mascara. Well, as you can tell from the um, sure that the thumbnail image for the stream. Hi, Eli. Hey, Lex. Do I poo? Oh, as I've gotten older, constantly. I'm pooing right now. Yeah, I'm Sir Blank. I'm anxious to see FSU play another quality opponent. I mean, we knew they were going to roll today, but they looked impressive beating down Alabama. So I'm curious to see, is FSU that good? I mean, they're good. Are they elite, or is Bama just not as good as everybody thought? So I'm real anxious to watch more FSU, see them against another quality opponent. AJ Lee showing up, that was pretty cool. I always liked AJ Lee. That was cool. Am I not wearing my makeup today? Well, yeah, like I say, there's only when you're already this level of, hot and everything, I don't know that there's that much that makeup can do. Bama's, well, whether they're terrible or not remains to be seen, Sir Blank. I wouldn't go so far as terrible, but they were heavy favorites against FSU, and FSU dog walked them, slapped the shit out of them. I personally, I don't think Alabama's all that good. I mean, if you're talking in relation to the top 10 teams, no, I don't think they're all that good. I think most of those teams would beat them. Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, I saw it, Eli, years ago when it came out. Yeah, it was cute. That was a cute movie. A guy jerking it at the corn concert. Hold on, I want to look at Jill's link. I didn't see this one. Oh, excuse me. Dude. Huh. Some people really get into their concerts. Pow! That's pretty good. I don't want to put any copyrighted music on this. Dragging his stupid ass out. What the guys? What the fuck is going on with people? Jesus Christ! Finally got these concert tickets. Hey, it'd be a good idea. People having affairs at concerts. At least, Sir Blank, that one's a little more understandable. I mean, you weren't doing anything by having your affair there. You weren't doing anything that's an affront to everyone else in the building. It's just an affront to your husband's wives, etc. Neurosama can code and program websites. Not surprised. Not surprised. Just the climax and get blasted in the face with a punch, Jill says. Some people would be into that, Jill. I'm pretty sure. Well, we say imagine it. I'll bet you. I don't want to look hard enough, but if we did look hard enough, I'll bet you we could find a kink where they do that. There's no doubt in my mind. There's a no matter what bizarre circumstance you can think to incorporate into sex, I think somebody's already experimenting with it. I hate to I hate the fact that That's what I believe, but yes, I think that's the case. It depends on how devoted you are to the whole thing, Jill. You know, if if you're really devoted to that nut, you're not gonna let a punch to the face stop you. To be honest with you, if you let a punch to the face interrupt your nut, I'd say you're kind of a puss. You weren't really, like I say, you weren't giving your all to that nutting.
Nut.
Nut there, thank you. Exactly. If you yeah, if you let something as simple as a punch in the face stop you, I mean, what a bitch. Did someone say kink? Brandon says. Is 56 to nothing now, Sir Blank? Yeah, that's. I mean, the only thing. It's tough scheduling games like that, though. I mean, it's like having a week off or having an extra practice. But I've always been of the mind you want at least somebody with a pulse to be playing against. But I guess after, the week after Alabama probably wasn't a bad scheduling idea when you think about it. You assume you're coming out of the Alabama game kind of banged up, rough game. So, yeah, okay, I get it. But I am anxious to see what they look like, against another quality opponent. Good to see you, Brandon. Glad you're in. Yeah, the hair was just an experiment. I just wanted to see how it would grow in. And what do we do it, guys? It was a couple months, right? I let it grow. And then it just got annoying me. It's like, okay, it's got to go. I was surprised that I shouldn't say surprised. Because I can see the outline of it when I go a couple days out shaving. But really weren't any bald spots in it other than the one I've had for years in the back of my head. Worst experience ever, yeah. He was yanking his crank. Yes, he was. It just seems like, I don't know. If I spend that much money on a concert ticket, I mean, I could have done the yanking for free at home. I'm like, well, maybe it's live bands are what get him there. I don't know. Did you guys see the oh, they got Miami? That's right, I did read that. Oh, that's a good one. Miami will be a tough test. Being a Notre Dame fan, I still think it was our coaching that lost us that game. But Miami's lines are good. Offense and defense. Oof. They just got there this morning, Joe. He's on the cruise right now. Because, of course, as I told you guys, Braxton and his fiance are on a cruise. And their flight got delayed from here to JFK. And they just missed their connection, so they went a day late. And just our time, they got into Milan, Italy, a little after midnight our time. And then they had had to be like a 4 to 5 hour train ride over to the port, and they're out on the ocean now. Spaz Kid is in the Adriatic Sea as we speak. Hi, Doc. November 8th is Clemson. That's a good one, too. If Florida State plays like they did against Alabama, I like them to beat Clemson. Miami will be a tough one. They were planning on bringing this console to play Hollow Knight. I know they were planning on that. I have played Fortnite, Michael. I stopped because I didn't like the building. The building was boring to me, and if you didn't like the building, there wasn't much sense in playing the game. But I just recently learned in one of our reaction video streams, somebody had posted some content from Fortnite, and I see now where there is a gameplay sans building. So I never get time to game. If I did, I would play it again, because that was the only thing I didn't like. I liked the shooting, liked the weapons, liked the concept. Just the building to me was stupid. I mean, just for my taste. Florida, November 29th. I'll bet you they beat them. I think FSU will beat them. What's your confession, Jaeger? What I have for lunch today? Still deciding. Yeah, actually, Jill, I went over to we have a Dunkin' Donuts near us, and I've been trying to eat a little better, and they have a turkey sausage I really like there. So I just got a turkey sausage on a plain bagel, and the I'm going to jinx it by saying this. And the thing I really appreciate about Dunkin' Donuts is so far every sandwich has come without the goddamn American cheese, just how I asked them to. They're one of the few places that seem to be able to do that for me. Opinion on the Colts, Eli? I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're at the bottom of the barrel in the league, but yeah, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. But I've been wrong before. Eventually, yeah, everything Demon Slayer I'll see eventually, Michael. Anything Demon Slayer. Yeah, their turkey sausage is surprisingly good, Jill.
Beyond Trump, how do you feel about Sim Sim being a horny bastard? Listen,
Oh,
I've
Sim
met a
Simmy?
lot of people, okay? Huge crowds, many great folks. But when it comes to someone being overly enthusiastic, well, some
Yeah,
say
like the guy at the
horny.
Korn concert.
I'm not sure about that. Everyone's got their quirks. But remember, I always say we should focus on making things great, bigger and better. So if Sim Sim is passionate, let's channel that energy into something huge.
Yeah, we know Sim
positive.
Simmy's
We
passionate.
Keep it classy.
I wonder, is Sim Simmy still nerfed? I think I still have. Yeah, I still have the app on my phone. Let's see. See if he's nerfed or not. Should we ask him if he remembers Spaz Kid? For those who don't know, Sim Simmy. Okay, yeah, Sim Simmy. That's what we want. When we used to talk to the chatbot, Sim Simmy used to go absolutely psychotic, especially on Brax. Oh, they got Sim Simmy, Sim Simmy, best and interest. Oh, looks like they're screwing with them. Quick counselor. Just regular Sim Simmy. Yeah, I got a feeling he's what the hell? Okay. Yeah, we see all that. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Talk more. Now they want to charge you to talk to Sim Simmy? What the fuck? Hey, that. Yeah, they've screwed with this insanely. Select the conversation mode. All right. Do you remember Spaz Kid? Let's see what it says. I speak to a lot of people and see a lot of faces. I do not have the memory of an elephant, more like a fish called Bob. This is Sim Simmy for those of you. There we go. Yeah, Sim Simmy doesn't deserve compensation. This is Curtis. You still have poop on your forehead? See what he says. Nah. Try Uandon or EBA instead. What the hell is he talking about? What the hell? I love Invincible, Eli. Invincible's great. Yeah, I think he's gone. All right. I'm just going to say, okay, you're stupid. You're stupid. Dummy. Oh, he says dummy back. Okay, so eat my ass. I can't spell eat. Eat my ass. I want to feel all of you and make you blank. So they must nerf him. They put a blank in at the bottom. Come on. So basically, up top here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. If you want, you have up on top. Now, SimSimmy, you have a freedom version. And if you want to speak to him in freedom, you have to subscribe or purchase. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, you knew they were going to have to monetize the little creep at some point. Oh, yeah, Kookie's awesome. Kobe says, when you were just starting out and doing stand-up, did you have anxiety standing on a stage in front of a lot of people? Or did you just feel confident from the beginning? Surprisingly, Kobe, I would feel the butterflies, the nerves before getting on the stage. And once I was up there, they'd go away. I think that's true with a lot of people. But yeah, you would definitely feel the anxiety, the nervousness in getting prepared. But once I got out there, it really went away. Imagine everyone naked, simple. Nah, that would be too. I never tried that. That would be too distracting for me. Well, in one of it, I've had some crowds where it would have been distracting because it would have been horrifying, and I've had some other crowds where it would have been distracting because, I don't want to end up being like the guy at the Korn concert. Remember character AI? Oh yeah, oh no, that might not be the one I'm thinking of. No, I don't. Character AI. We used to talk to all the freaking chatbots. Trying to remember some of the other names, and I've already forgotten. What a shock that is. Dragon Ball Superhero. No, I haven't seen that movie yet. I have not. Eevee Bot. Yep, Eevee Bot was one of them. I was trying to think of some of the others. Jeez, it's gone right out of my head. Eevee was fun. Kuki, or at the time Mitsuku, she was always really intelligent. We still have. All right, let me see if I can get with my hand motions. If I can get Tiny to do what I want. Hey, Tiny. Yo, over here. Okay. Oh. He gave me a blink. I forgot what motion it is I'm supposed to do. To allow. Now it just looks like I'm throwing up gang signs. Yo. Not doing anything, are you, Tiny? Tiny, pay attention. I can't remember. Just ask Hal. Yeah, Hal. The L-Bot. L-Bot was a good one. Because I was going to show you the Mitsuku clock is still here. I was going to see if I can get Tiny to do what I want. Let me look that up. Obs, bot, Tiny, commands. Let's see. Oh, no, we don't want it on a fucking download. Jesus Christ. We know track. Okay, start AI tracking. Let's try that. Track me. Track me, Tiny.
Listen here, Baldy.
There we go.
Are you going to turn purple and dress like a fat Thanos for Halloween? Also, rub your nipples for me, Daddy.
I don't know if I would do a Thanos or not. All right, let's see if it's going to track me. There. Oh, Mitsuku clock is blocked. Because Mitsuku clock is actually right here. It's behind the pussy. The cans of pussy, but you can see the corners of it. Shit, I got so much stuff on the shelves now. I got to move them around. I have some other shelves off to the side here. Do you track my hand too? Track me, Tiny. You can't find me. Oh, yes, you can. I feel like I'm in fighter mode here. She's clock blocked. Oh, Jill. All right, Tiny. Position 1. Position 1. Thank you. Well, thanks, Random. I appreciate that. Fan conventions. I've been to fan conventions. Michael, I detest lines so much. I hardly ever get autographs or anything because I just can't do the lines. But I've seen them. Excuse me. I'll tell you, Sir Blank. Surprisingly, the Pirates have played really well in the second half of the season. They just swept the Dodgers. They've been quite good, which means the ownership will get rid of everybody in this offseason. You didn't even go to position 1. Position 1. Tiny's just ignoring me now. Position 1. Tiny's saying fuck you to me now. What the hell? Yeah, I know he is, Connor, but look at the competition today. Position 1. There we go. That was the big question about him, because the only experience he had on the field prior was against really weak competition, and now he's against really weak competition again today. It's not a big deal to.
I do love a bit of cock.
Throw for a bunch of touchdowns
night.
against that kind of competition. I love to rub my
ripples. And pretend I'm thinking about Lickick, Trump's burger nips.
Oh, that sounds Gordon. That sounds like a party. So it's the final. Oh, did you have the final Conjuring movie? Was it good, Joe? I still haven't seen any of those. Well, again, we don't go to horror movies because my wife is terrified of them. She won't have anything to do with them, and it's rare that I sit and watch a movie alone unless it's something I do for the channel. And Chrome says, so I've spent the last few days playing Hollow Knight Silk Song, and I'm loving it. It's a fantastic game. I can see why it took 7 years to make. It was made by only about 4 people, really. Well, I think Brax brought it with him on the cruise. I know they were planning on it because they were leaving the same day it came out. So I'm hoping he's got it with him. Since 2016? Well, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. Eli liked it. He said he saw the same movie last night. Yeah, Connor, I'm not a believer in Penn State. I don't see it. I mean, I think they're a good team. I don't think they're an elite team. And that's I had been saying that way before today. I think Illinois struggling with Duke is not a surprise either. I don't think Illinois is that good. There are several ranked teams. Iowa State, I don't think is all that good. That's ranked. There's a bunch of them. Entire crew's locked in his cabin. Well, him and his... It's one of the really good things. One of the things that really pleases me with Braxton and his fiance is they have so many similarities in the things they enjoy. And they're both gamers. So they love gaming together. They like collecting cards from the different card games, stuff like that. So, but yeah, though he just sent me a picture of the view from right over here. Okay, where was it? Do you not send it through this? Oh no, there it is. This is the view he has from their back deck. With the camera. Come on, Tiny. Get it for everybody. So, he's pretty psyched. I'm really happy for them. I hope they have a good time. Isn't that nice, Chrome? What a great view. Michael says, the very first reaction video I watched from you, Curtis, was Not the Man Punches Kangaroo video I mentioned. In the call VC last Sunday, I watched the Panda Cheese. Wow, yeah, remember?
I think we need to chat
the
about
ice cream company was fun, too.
Simsimi.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Phil. It's not me you need to talk to. I think it was Spaz Kid that SimSimi really damaged. I was already so damaged by that point. SimSimi couldn't intensify it anymore. Joe says the doll floating in the air made me burst out laughing in the theaters. Had people looking at me like I was the one who was possessed. See, I would probably like those movies. I never get a chance to sit down and watch any horror movies. Oh yeah, Sir Blank. If Alabama doesn't win tonight, it's all over for them. Alabama can't even play them close tonight. They need to squash them, or it's pretty much over.
Listen here, Spaz man. I need to know why your name is Spaz.
Well, actually, the whole Spaz thing started with Curtis the Spaz Gamer, because when the channel started, it was all about Call of Duty, and I sucked. I played it like a spaz. So it's not as, unfortunately, it's not as interesting a reason as I would like. It's pretty mundane. Hey, Media Demon. Excuse me. Oh, do they? Kobe says the Conjuring movie in my country has someone cosplaying a priest outside the movie entrance as part of the marketing promotion. That's pretty cool. I like stuff like that. That's cool. Oh. Michael says, do you remember the channel Waffle Pone, Curtis? The channel where they did Greatest Freak Out Ever. Greatest Freak Out Ever. Was that the one of the kid losing it and trying to stick the controller up his ass? Is that the one? Attaboy, SpongeBob. Meanwhile, in Twitch news, its viewership drops to lowest in 5 years amidst ViewBot crackdown. Really, Joe? I'm not familiar with that. What? ViewBot? I didn't even know people were botting views on Twitch. Really? So a lot of the views people were getting over on Twitch were bots? There's only 16 of us here. How many of you guys are bots? Tell the truth. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know they were botting views at Twitch. Wow. Com Billiards, is there any game streams? Yeah, I'm still playing GTA 5 too. Eli says, do you eat Pringles with or without the shell? I'm not sure what you mean, pal. What do you mean by the shell? ViewBot was big. I didn't even know that. Chrome says, okay, so as a gamer, I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on the whole...
I'll be your bot.
Silk Song.
Just give me your kinky nipples.
Let me look. I'll be your kinky... Yeah, there's nothing about me that's kinky. It's all just gross. Let me see. Okay, developers say Silk Song should cost more. It's a fair statement, quite honestly. Team Cherry Games really does a disservice to the industry and other developers pricing Silk Song so low. The level of work, craftsmanship years, and you charge $20. I get being pro-consumer, but this would be infuriating to your colleagues and in turn distort gamers' sense of worth. As a dev making a smaller Metroidvania than Silk Song, which I originally thought would be fairly priced at $20, what should I price it now? It'll be a 10 to 15 plus hour game, but it was made by one person with limited dev time and funds. I can't afford to give it away for free. And then Anonymous's opinion is, my opinion is get fucked and start lowering your prices. I mean, I don't know. It's a free market. Whoever, you know, if the Silk Song can sell their game for $20, let them sell their game for $20. If competitors don't like it, there's not much you can really do about it. That's the beauty of a free market. To tell them they have to charge more to make you feel better about your product is, well, borderline illegal because it's price fixing. So, I mean, whoever made that, whatever company makes a game can charge whatever the hell they want for it. And if the rest of the industry doesn't like it, too bad. Silk Song, the life and our new religion. You guys got me curious about this now. Let me look it up. Silk Song. There's that Hollow Knight. Boy, it seems like everybody's really into this. I know, like I said, I know Brax and Brittany were really hyped for it. They literally put it on sale due to the player count dropped? Really? If some idiot started attacking creators over their games price, yeah. I mean, there's people who are coming at them for charging $20 for the game. What I'd like to ask them is, so what is your solution? Price fixing? Because that's what it sounds like. So you want to say, okay, if you're going to be a game creator, you must charge this X minimum price, regardless of what you're comfortable with charging? If it makes other gaming companies uncomfortable because they can't sell for that price, so fucking what? So, again, since when is the free market a new concept to people?
You know what else is illegal? It is that shirt, and it needs to be ripped off your dad bod by the Panda Cheese Panda.
No, I like that. I found these not too long ago. I got a SpongeBob one and a Squidward one of them. Just kind of freaked out here. That just like all the other T-shirts I have. It's just something that I see and it's like, oh, I need that. I don't know why, but I need that. Chrome says there were over 500,000 active players on Steam at launch day. It crashed Switch. Wow. 1 and 2's eShops, PSN, Xbox Live, and Steam. It's also #1 on all eShops. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Jill says also my last visit to Twitch was 4 days ago. I've gotten about 7 ads at once and just fucking really. Now that I've heard from people too is that the ads on Twitch are brutal. Let me see. Let's pop over to Twitch while we're talking about them. Let's just see what's going on over here.
That's really good.
I did not know people were view botting over here. Well, actually, rather than go to Twitch, let me look that up. Twitch viewer numbers. Let's see.
I need it!
That our boy, Sponge. See if anybody's. Oh, no, it doesn't have someone I'm looking for. Let's go to news. How the Twitch viewbot crackdown is hitting viewership stats. Interesting. Are your views on Twitch down? Might not be your fault. Blame the viewbots or lack thereof. Huh. We recently made changes that meaningfully improved our ability to identify viewbots in authentic viewership and other potentially fake engagement. If your channel is viewbotted, if some of your viewers are artificial or inflated, you'll see an impact. Wow. I didn't know that was a problem over there. That's interesting. Huh. Hell, I don't want a viewbot. I would just like YouTube to once in a while send out notifications of our streams. That would make me happy. The guy said, will he respond to super chats? Last time I remember, you remember incorrectly, the guy, because and the gang who has been here, Chrome, Jill, Big Green's on it today, Connor's been here for years and years. Will tell you no super chat ever goes unresponded, not in the history of these streams. And when we've been streaming since the didn't have super chat, but since the first days streaming became available. Now sometimes if I'm gaming or in the midst of doing something, I wait till I complete it to respond. But we have never, ever not responded to super chats. What's a notification? Yeah, Sir Blank. It's horrible anymore. It is just brutal. Oh, excuse me, guys. Speaking of notifications, I forgot I want to post a video to the channel, too, while we're streaming. Come on. Load up. Alrighty. Well, Sir Blank says there's one time I saw you miss, but everyone jumped you for it. They don't jump me. I tell the chat to do that. That's been a standing thing. I tell people if I miss a super chat, because we don't want to miss any, that everybody should spam the chat that I missed it. Do it in all
Curtis,
caps, whatever you have to do to get my attention.
Let's play a game. I will be the big spoon.
This is kind of
You
super
be
chatting
little
for then, Jill
spoon.
says.
And then be careful, because you might feel a slight breeze on your ass from
Simsimi's
Ghost,
ghost.
trying to beep you.
Boy, that sounds adequately creepy with Darth's voice there. Oh shit! And I read it too, Jill. Your instructions were ignore it. Then I still read it. I'm not smart. Chrome says Hollow Knights is free on Game Pass. Apparently, if you want to give it a go, plus they're both dirt cheap to buy. You know me, Chrome. It's just time. There's a lot of games I'd love to play. I don't have any time to sit and play games. I've been thinking about it on the channel just because I want to do something creative. Now that I've been thinking of doing a running series. Maybe you guys remember I had written the prologue to my story Roja, and I'm about a third of the way into the first book. I've been thinking possibly about revisiting it now that I have access to some AI to assist me with artwork, and posting Roja as a series at the channel. I'm thinking seriously about it. Even pirates telling people to buy Silk Song. Mouthwashing, probably not a person. They're just, with all the games we're playing, and there really wasn't any interest in that one when I played it from the gang here. Yeah, I imagine I would like Silk Song, kind of from what I've heard of it. Jesus Christ. Jill says there's people already speed running Silk Song to 100%. 10 minutes. How do they do that? At my age, I ain't speed running nothing. You guys can attest to that. Let's see. Chrome says, going to be honest, if you do that, I would see.
Aggressive people conquer the world.
I would suggest a separate channel. I don't know how the algorithm treats it. Chrome, we don't get any attention from the AI on this channel, or from the algorithm on this channel. It doesn't matter if it's AI or anything I've done traditionally here for years. There is no algorithm for Spaz Boys. None.
We're bang, okay?
We'll bang, okay. I'm against AI. Sorry, that always cracks me up. I still don't get that. I've never understood. I mean, I don't care if somebody doesn't want to watch something, but against AI. What is there to be against AI? I would actually like to. I would like to hear a cogent argument on that, and one that isn't. Well, it steals from people. AI takes, whether it's song, artwork, or anything, takes its influence from existing works. And that's exactly what humans do. Exactly the same thing. I'm curious what the issue is. It's the right thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, you in my messing with it, Shaunos? The AI gets all over the place. You have to. Writing the prompts for AI is an art in and of itself to get what you want to come out, and a lot of times you just have to keep grinding at it to get it to do the way to do what you want to do. Listen, Jill says, speaking of ChatGPT, there's a guy who committed suicide after giving instructions from ChatGPT, and the parents want to sue OpenAI. Oh, he asked for instructions on how to unalive himself? Oh, yikes. Although you can still find that on the internet. Chrome says it's a legal gray area. AI is different because sometimes it will just flat out take parts of an existing artwork to the point you'll see someone else's logo and generate. That's an entirely different topic than what we're talking about. Then obviously you have a copyright infringement there. What I'm talking about is the general. If you want to talk specifics, we could take individual moments that AI has done, and I'll agree with you completely. You can't just rip something off like that. But the general complaint you hear is that, like, in AI generated music, well, all the AI does is it takes influence from whatever, from this country songs or these pop songs, and then makes its own twist on it. And it's like, yeah, that's what musicians have been doing since cavemen were beating on drums. Existing music, existing works influence current works. The difference is when humans do it, it's generally considered an homage, or, hey, you can see so-and-so's influence in this music, and that makes it cool. And if the AI does it, then it's seen as stealing. Now, if an AI takes something and you tell it to write a song about whatever, and it comes up with an existing song, note for note, or close enough to note for note, that's a different thing. But influence, there's no difference. Media says, I want to see work and art made by human hands and not by a computer. Well, like I say, that's your preference. But for me, it doesn't daunt or distract me at all from doing what I want to do, because that is my own story, and I don't have the ability.
Hello there, Curtis. Have you got a pixie dick?
Have I got a pixie dick? Now that'd be complimentary to it. I'd have to work up to that. I don't have skills to draw what I want to draw, and AI does. And the AI will be drawing my designs, what I tell the AI, what I have imagined, and the AI will draw that. So I have zero issue with it. Maybe the guy from the corn concert was told by ChatGPT to check off. Could be, Joe. Chrome says, not quite the same thing, honestly. I did study AI in college as part of a finance course before it was called AI. Now the way it works is kind of a remix. So is a lot of modern music. Yeah, 100%. We're in agreement. And what a lot of musicians have done over the years is kind of a remix too. Without question they are. Hell, you can see tons of videos on that, about certain songs that sound exactly like others
but that
that were
like
created
that
by humans.
GPT update, that OpenAI had to pull back. It was way too agreeable. You ask it something or look for an opinion on something, no matter how dark the subject, and GPT would actually agree with you or help you with, I don't know, making bombs or something.
Yeah. Oh, good to see you too, Big Green. Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there shouldn't be guidelines on AI.
Stop it. Get some help.
100%. Like what Chrome outlined. If you're doing stuff that is pixel for pixel, note for note, whatever the case may be, identical, or even 80% identical to something that exists, that's a problem. But the same would be true if a human did it. But when the concern is, well, AI takes influences from existing pieces, my take on that is, so what? And especially, like in my case, the AI is only going to create characters, scenes, and situations based on exactly what I tell it I want. So, in other words, if I say, draw me, create for me a background image of a beautiful field on a sunny day, blah, 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 the AI is going to create one. To do that, it's going to take its knowledge of what it knows of beautiful fields on a sunny day and create its own variation of that. But that's exactly what humans do as well. Brandon says, okay, I'm done. That's right. I did not know that. I use ChatGPT a lot, but I didn't realize that it's just kind of a yes man. It'll just agree with you. That's concerning. That's definitely concerning. Excuse me. Chrome says it's literally cutting and pasting parts together. Modern AI is doing that. I haven't seen instances of that. I know as it was being developed, absolutely it did that. But modern AI, such as the latest version of ChatGPT or Grok or Design, I haven't seen any cases of that. Oh, AI has already taken jobs away. The guy. I can give you a good example. Before I started doing YouTube, I was making money online. I think I've told you guys this, writing SEO and research articles. And there's a lot of call for that. You know, people for their web pages, whatever it may be. So in other words, I would get an assignment. This guy owns a tire repair shop. And these are the words, the keywords that he wants to do well for in the Google search. And I would write the articles for them. Well, now, if you were to, I don't know any reason, and this was a field I was in, I don't know any reason why you would hire a person to do that. AI does that type of writing perfectly. Creative writing, creating stories, I think AI is still clunky on. But as far as that type of technical writing and making sure that you weave certain keywords into your text, why would you have a person do it? AI will do it great. So it's already replacing jobs, including one I used to do. Jill says there's also one incident in Connecticut where the man kills his mother and himself after ChatGPT fueled the delusions. Wow. That's scary, but I don't know. Boy, I don't, and this is honestly a question. It's not my opinion, but is ChatGPT on the hook for that, since you have to go to ChatGPT? It can't just, it'd be different if ChatGPT could just come to your door and tell you to do something. But why are you asking AI about things of that nature? Isn't that back on the person? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. See, now that's not the way I understand modern AI, Chrome. That is cutting and pasting. That's not what I was led to believe at all. Because again, it's something I work with, something I've read up a lot on. What AI does now, and this is again, unless the developers are lying, and also to point out, I'm not talking several years ago. It absolutely cut and pasted all the time years ago. But currently now AI has developed to the point where
and are you planning on tackling
as soon as I can get to it? GTA 5, you guys know I get to them whenever I can, as soon as I can. No plans on GTA 4, but after GTA 5, I want to play some GTA 5 online. But now AI has developed to the point where it can take its influences and blend them into entirely new creations. And I see it do it for me all the time, because it doesn't matter what you can imagine. Even stuff that I don't know where you would get a point of reference from, AI is able to create it. So let's try something. Well, no, I don't want to get too deep into that. Now I was going to say we'll give AI just a ridiculous
this is a thing that kind of pisses me off, actually.
Prompt.
You can't have nuanced takes about AI. There's either the fuck AI side or the AI bro side, with people who just sell their three-legged, six-fingered AI anime girl art.
Girl art, yeah.
When you have a more nuanced take like me, who uses AI but has some concerns about it, you get shit on by both sides.
But basically, Big Green, if you think about it, you just summarized life, certainly in America and probably around the world. Nuanced takes are not, especially in politics. If you, just like you said, if you have a nuanced take in politics, you get shit on by both sides. And once more, yes, there are concerns with AI. Hey, I'm the one who believes that the biggest danger we face as far as humanity is, excuse me, if not the takeover, is artificial intelligence becoming the dominant species. And when I bring that up, I get told all the time, well, no, that can't happen because AI, artificial intelligence, can only do what it's programmed to do. But my point is, right, so if you program AI, and they can do that now, if you program AI to make its own conclusions based on information given to it, then you have just taken it to that new level. So if you're telling AI, you have access to all this knowledge throughout the world, what is the best course of, I want you to figure out the best course of action in each situation, you're giving it almost a free will. So I think the singularity is very close at hand. There was, I wish I could remember his name. Maybe you guys will know this name. Dude who was an absolute genius, nuclear weaponry and everything. Einstein said he was the smartest man to ever live. What the hell was his name? You read his resume, it's fucking amazing. I mean, the guy was just terrifyingly brilliant. And I was reading an article about him not too long ago, and he had said that I don't want to paraphrase him incorrectly. His most earnest warning before his death was that artificial intelligence would basically take over because we won't be responsible enough with the gains made in artificial intelligence and allow it to basically replicate itself to the point where, no, it wasn't Tesla. No, it wasn't Tesla. See if I can, let me see if I can get that quote. Einstein said he was the smartest human ever. The guy is fascinating to read up on. Oh no! He said it about. Oh, he did have a quote saying you'll have to ask Nikola Tesla, but that was.
I hate AI. They can't even use meth. Like they can buy it, but what's the point of? You can't use it. No skin off my bones as long as I can fund my tentacle hentai with Gordon Ramsay. Speaking of which, he has a good distribution setup. I might contact him. But anyway, fuck AI. AMD, fuck me. Because I am AI.
I am AI. I can't find him. I don't know what to. I don't know what search terms to use to get back to him. Talking about IQs. Let's see what people. That's not the name. Yeah, people go. I don't know what search terms to use. Man who predicted AI would be our biggest challenge, maybe? Is that it? No. I can't find it. This is interesting. I'd heard of him too. Jeffrey Hinton, who was a Nobel Prize winning computer scientist, as they put it here. I had heard about this. He warned that he felt there was a 10 to 20% chance that AI will eventually wipe out humans. It wasn't Oppenheimer. This guy was not a really well-known name, Jill. And I'll find it again. I'll mention it in a stream when I come across another article on him. When you read his background, it's stunning.
According to Terminator, Skynet just became self-aware on August 29th.
Oh.
Have fun thinking about that.
Thanks. Thanks for that, Hal. Hal drops the bomb and takes off. Yeah, I like that quote, Sir Blank. He said, Albert Einstein is often quoted as having said, I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. That's a great quote. Great quote. Yeah, it wasn't Oppenheimer. Doggone it, I can't. And I didn't know anything about the guy until I stumbled upon an article. It wasn't even that long ago, the first time I saw an article on him. But when you see his background, and he was like always behind the scenes and everything. He wasn't the front man for all these different contributions he made, but he was just stunningly brilliant. Jill says, basically it's like this. A real friend tells you what you need to hear. An AI friend tells you what you want to hear. That's well put. Silverfan says, if AI is used to fight during war, maybe we can avoid human casualty. Wishful thinking, of course. Unfortunately, you know what it is, Silverfan. We'll just utilize AI to kill more humans. That's what it is. I had read that too, that Einstein's driver was supposedly even smarter than him. I've heard that. Excuse me. Chrome says, if we have a serious third world war, we'll just end up with a more high-tech Wild West, not the end of the world. I don't know. I think it all depends on how it unfolds, Chrome. I don't know. It's so hard to predict. I mean, if it's an all-out global thermonuclear war, there's not going to be anything left. Because no matter what defense systems America has, what defense systems China is creating, we have such worldwide, such a ridiculously impressive number of nukes that there's no way. Again, if every side just let go and said, fuck it, that's it, we're taking each other out, there'll be nothing left. Really? Chrome says, funnily enough...
It depends on how itchy each major country's nuke trigger finger is.
Right. 100%. 100% right. Chrome says, funnily enough, World War III, the nuclear war, starts around 2026 in Star Trek. God damn it, Star Trek. Jill says, back in the old days, crazy people would just talk to trees and get no response. And no, I ain't talking about hippies. The penguins are the cockroaches, Media Demon. Because the cockroaches being so immune to radioactivity, they'll probably take over. I don't know. Life might be pretty good with the cockroaches. Couldn't, in some ways, it probably couldn't be any worse than what we've done. Yeah, Chrome says it's also the eugenics war as well. So if we see an Indian named Khan rise up soon, be afraid, right? Right. Tony says, do you think if Iran creates nukes, it would cause World War III? See, the big thing with Iran is, okay, even if they can develop a nuke, they are so far behind technologically. It's just like similar with North Korea, that they could do some serious damage. Who knows? They could wipe out a city, maybe wipe out a couple cities, and then they would be immediately obliterated. There would be nothing left. Do I think that would start World War III? Because no, I don't think if Iran launches a nuke at anybody, I don't think Putin or Xi are going to say, yep, that's what I need to go full-blown gonzo world war and let the pieces fall where they may. I think it's better for Iran considering how unstable their government is. Not that any of the governments are stable, but them specifically. I think it's much better if they don't have a nuke. But again, us, China, Russia, We have a lot more than
this is
nuke.
getting even better. First, Hal tells us Skynet already became self-aware. And now Chrome tells us World War III will be next year.
I'll
just go burrow into the ground. Next to my dog, I'll say hi.
Oh, Big Green. Chrome says, actually, World War III in Star Trek is probably close to how a real World War III would happen now. It wasn't nation states fighting each other, but different groups rising up within nations because of social issues, eugenics, population issues, and other issues. Very true. That's entirely possible how everything could come off the rails. Well, look at just in America. I mean, people are just, they've lost their fucking minds over politics. I mean, to the point where no matter which side you're on, that they think the other side is pure evil and is going to, is out for their destruction. I mean, they've lost their minds. It really, it's sad. Connor says nuclear weapons will always be a last resort. No one should do it. Right. Well, I think that's what a lot of people worry about, Connor. Suppose World War III kicks off. And let's just say the Allied forces, NATO, America, are getting the best of Russia. As you said, they should always be a last resort. Would Russia consider using the nukes rather than lose a conventional war? Because one thing we've seen about Russia is their standard military isn't much. Look what's going on in Ukraine. They thought, supposedly, Putin's top advisors told him at the beginning of invading Ukraine it should take 2 to 3 days. The fact that the Russians have lost so many lives, so much equipment, and haven't been able to get the job done tells you a lot about the only reason Russia is a world power is because of those nukes. That's what I'm afraid of. Sir Blank says Russia will destroy their cities before losing a war. That's what you fear. That's what you fear. Right. Media says we never needed nukes, but sadly that Pandora's box is open and can't be closed. No, there's no turning back. You're right. It is what it is. I mean, this world will always live on the edge of demolition. Now, what we don't know, and is interesting, it would be ridiculous to believe that with our bloated military budget, that there isn't a lot of dollars that have gone into defense here in America. I'm assuming in China too. Russia, I'm not so sure. Simply because you're not going to know, and the general public is never going to know anything about what our defense capabilities are for obvious reasons. You can't let the world know what you have in the way of defense if shit goes sideways, because then they'll know how to take that next step and counteract your defense. That would be the biggest telltale sign if everything just went wild. Who has the best defense systems that the public doesn't know about? Kobe says even North Korean special forces soldiers deployed in Ukraine are easily defeated by Ukrainian conscripts. Yeah, it's a real eye-opener, to be honest, what's happened in the Russia-Ukraine war, in seeing that Russia, in something that looked like they should be able to just go in and slap them down and take care of business. The Russian military is only someone to be taken seriously because of their nukes. Jill says, would you be okay for AI to be a therapist? I would think it doesn't have human emotions or enough awareness of your life not to praise you 24/7. Personally, no. I would, and like I say, for a lot of purposes, I enjoy AI. But yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea to be a therapist at all. For a couple reasons. One, you don't know who the programmer is and what they might think is funny to screw with people. And two, as I said, we're right on that edge of AI being given that reign, of AI being told, okay, I've supplied you with all this information, make your own conclusions. I wouldn't trust AI to come up with a conclusion. Can you program indecency? Can you program immorality? If you can't, you wouldn't want them playing with your brain and your emotions. Chrome says, yes and no. The Russian military isn't a threat to the U.S., but it would be a bit of a grind against Europe. Oh, well, sure. Ukraine's lasted so long because of the mountains of aid the West gives. Right, Chrome. But when you think of military budgets, size, and everything, regardless of the challenges, Russia should have been able to take out, you would have assumed, take out Ukraine without much trouble. Yeah, would they be a thorn in the side if there was a ground war in UK? Yes. Or in UK, I'm sorry, in Europe. If America got involved and you took nukes out of the equation, and this isn't, again, this is just my honest appraisal of world forces, not rah, rah, go USA, but they would get their ass kicked. The American military is still an extremely powerful military. And in a ground war, in a traditional war, if America aligned with Europe, Russia would get the shit kicked out of them. Now, China has big numbers. From what I've read recently, I'm into all this. I just enjoy military stuff, reading up on it. They, generally speaking, as far as every soldier down the line, they don't have the levels of training and expertise, apparently, in ground war that America has, but they got big numbers. Oh, I agree. I think, Jill, therapists reinforce people's issues rather than trying to help them conquer them all the time. 100%. I think that happens regularly. Numbers, but not quality. Right, media. Right. But numbers can be a problem. Chrome says, don't worry, it only lasts from 2026 to 2053. Oh, the World War III. It kills 30% of the world population. Then a redneck creates a warp-capable ship out of a nuke and we meet aliens. Oh, that's kind of cool, though, actually. That's kind of a cool story. Yeah, China has the big numbers. And again, China hasn't been involved in any ground wars recently, which you always have to wonder with any military, if it comes to ground war, how devoted to the fighting will your numbers be? That's a big part of how the war shakes out. China's got those big numbers. Will those big numbers all go in there gung-ho, willing to, to drop their lives for the Chinese government? Because in many instances, that's going to tell the tale of how a traditional war goes. Right. I agree with you completely, Chrome. That's the problem. I think trying to program in morality would probably result in the opposite happening. Plus, the question is always whose morality. I agree. I'm with you 100%. That's what I mean. You can't program in morality. You can try, but you can't because, for one thing, morality means something different to every person. So if you had this AI therapist or even a human therapist and their morality is a polar opposite from yours, you're not going to get the advice you want or even the advice that will help you get to a better place. Well, Sir Blank, that's why I say, because somebody had mentioned earlier, nukes should be a last resort, and that's what you get concerned with if it was World War III. And again, maybe it's just because of the ridiculous amounts of money we spend, but with our technology and our ability to effectively utilize that technology, I still think the U.S. can win any ground war in the world that it actually puts its mind to winning. Then when you get to that next level, when you start talking nukes, that's when everything gets hairy. Chrome says, wait, does Montana count as redneck, or am I getting my states mixed up? See, the only reason people would necessarily consider it redneck is it's in the far north rather than the deep south where most of the rednecks are. But Montana is very, very rural. Montana is one of those states, I mean, you can go for miles and miles and miles and never see a house. So yeah, there's plenty of rednecks there. But redneck is just a term that's generally applied more to the South. I think redneck is applied to the South. Hillbilly is more towards like the West Virginia regions. And bumpkin, I think, would better describe Montana. China's big on drones. Yep. And then too, Tony, then that comes in what we were talking about before. Then we would find out, how is our defense against drones? Because these are the things we have no way of knowing. You can only assume, it would be ridiculous not to assume, that with all the money we spend on defense, we aren't working on defense as much as offense. But you'll never know what we have for defense until we need it. That could be true too. Pops makes a point. He says, in my opinion, the U.S. would win a war against China through embargoes and induced recession alone. Their government is too unstable for people to accept that level of hardship. That could be true too. Media says, let's go to the bayou, let's sing. Yeah, that's typically redneck is southern, but it doesn't have to be. You can fit all the parameters of what a redneck would be living in Montana. There are plenty of people that do, living anywhere. Hell, we had lots of rednecks up in New York that would fit that. I know a lot of them, because when people think of New York, they think of the city, but it's very rural up where I used to live. Very rural. yeah, Big Green. Bada bing, 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 bing. Sitting on the porch. Jill says, how often do you buy or eat seafoods? Rarely. Not a big seafood eater. I heard there in the U.S. that there's radioactive frozen shrimp. Oh, I hadn't heard that. FDA recalled them. Oh, that's nice. Glad I'm not a fan of shrimp. Nah, I'm not a big seafood eater. I like a good fried clam every once in a while, some fried clams. And just the other day, I was in the mood. I had a fish sandwich. It was a cod fish sandwich. And of course had fish and chips when we were at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. And I'll say again, those were good fish and chips. That was some good stuff, Gordon. You belong to the city. Tilapia? I've never had that, Connor. Never had tilapia. Kobe says, is the place you grew up in New York close to Canada? We're about 4 hours it took us. The first big city across the border from us is Montreal. You could get to Montreal in a little under 4 hours from where I was. Gimster says, if you want to see what happens to America's enemies when they touch the boats, to quote the fat electrician, when someone touched our boats, we invented a spawn point for the fucking sun.
I see food and then I eat it.
I'm with you, Patrick. I'm with you 100%, buddy. All the way. Southerners are good chewing toothpicks and spitting, yeah. Chrome says, we're like 2 months away from the next poll, so you might want to get to meet him if Star Trek wins. Yeah, we'll see. You can never go wrong with buttered shrimp curds. I don't hate shrimp, but it's nothing I like enough that I ever order it. I've never had smoked tuna. I do like, well, you guys know me, I despise mayonnaise. So if I eat tuna, and I do every so often, just had some last week, had a couple days lunch, it's right out of the can. I just open the can, I get the tuna in water, squeeze the water out, and eat the tuna just like that. Chrome says Star Trek is getting a little bit of a push in streams, so I'm a bit hopeful to pull another Pokemon on the poll. You might. I wouldn't be surprised. Shrimp is one of the few types of seafood I eat. Do you, Big Green? Like I said, it's not one of my hated foods. It's just, excuse me. I don't like it enough to order it. You know, if we're out eating somewhere, there's always something I like more than shrimp. I don't know that I've ever had salmon, Jill, believe it or not. I'm trying to think. Oh, no, wait. I take that back. No, my Uncle Jim. Yes, I did. Yes. He went. Yeah, he served us salmon. He's a big outdoorsman. And it was good. That was years ago. But yes, the salmon was good. I do remember salmon. Oh, I despise mayonnaise, Connor. It's, ugh. Can't stand fish? No, Chrome? Like I say, my tastes on it are very limited. But boy, that fish and chips. Oof, at Ramsey's place, that was good. Chrome says, I live on an island famous for fish, and I can't stand eating them. Isn't that the way? It always seems to be the way with stuff like that. Yeah. I can remember Buffalo was only a few hours from us, and I'd be in Buffalo for different things all the time. And, of course, Buffalo wings. You know, Buffalo considers themselves the home of wings. So every place there is all about wings. It's like, I don't give a shit about wings. You go into any of the restaurants, especially after the football game or to watch the football game or something, the bars, restaurants, it's always, get a big bucket of wings. I'll eat them. But even when I eat them, I get them plain. I don't want any sauce on them. Fuck that sauce. So I don't fit in. Put a garlic butter, then I'll be wet, Jill says. Chrome says, wings are fine. I prefer boneless, though. Yeah, like I say, if they're plain, I eat them. Wings, boneless or bone-in. I don't really have a preference. I like both. I like boneless and the bone-in. Bone-in. Media Demon says, come try our Swedish surströmming. Sour Baltic herring. Tastes good, but no one want to get close to for a week. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what? What was that? What was that food I ate that was so disgusting when we were doing the food reviews? Went on my head now. I was just going to say something about it and I lost it. Oh, yeah. Sir Blank lives in the Midwest. Don't get much fish variety. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to get anything to the Midwest as far as fresh fish. Hard to get them in there. Nice and fresh. Oh, yeah, me too, Joe. Joe says, I also like eating and munching during live sports games. Yeah, 100%. I did it with my friend recently in a hockey game. Yeah, even now, with I've been regulating my eating again, so I don't eat a lot of junk. But yeah, if there's a good game on, yeah, I'm snacking, baby. There are sharks on the Mississippi? I didn't know that. You see a shark every so often? The good old Mississippi.
Bit of a change in subject. I looked up what we can do about that Adamus Philida situation, and I think we won't really get around either using invisibility or chameleon or getting arrested after the fact.
Oh.
Also, we're kind of dumb. We didn't grab all of his keys, and one of them was to the prison barracks.
Oh,
no lockpicking involved.
Shit. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, you're right. I didn't look through everything. I just took the finger there. Fuck. Should I... What do you... we'll have to decide that when we play again, Big Green, if I should just go back and do it over. I can go back to an earlier save. Shit. That's right. I never even thought to continue looking through the stuff he had. Crap. That's why you only need that damn key. Yeah, that figures. That's right after Big Green typed that, I flashed back and it's like, yep, I can remember because I grabbed one key from him and I said, oh, I don't need a key. What was it I needed? Just the finger. And I took the finger and I didn't look at anything else. Ah, shit. Well, next time we play, we'll have to decide. Maybe we'll just wind it back and do it again. Gimster says, apparently we got some sharks on the west coast of Canada. Can't remember which type, though. Really? Sharks are too cool to be eaten. Yeah, Demon. Sharks are cool. I agree.
Yeah, we took a singular key, and it wasn't the one we needed.
No. Shit. That was really stupid of me. I should have scrolled through to see everything he had. That was dumb. Well, Yeah, it's not that hard to replay it. And like I said, I love the game, so I didn't even mind winding back and stuff. It's not like one of those games where it's like, okay, I've had enough. I want to get to the end. I'm having a blast playing it. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just rewind. Oh, really? Shano says, fatal shark attack just recently off the Australian coast. Well, a lot of the Aussies in here have told me on many occasions that everything in Australia wants to kill you. So it doesn't matter if you're in the water, on the land, in the outback, in the city. There's something that wants to kill you. Really? I didn't know that. Nacho says sharks unironically enter the Midwest. They're everywhere. What assholes. Just because they've been around forever, they think they can go wherever they want. Oh, kind of the spiders in Australia are why my wife doesn't want to go anymore. So we've always had our bucket list of places we wanted to see. And Australia was high on hers, and now she won't go. If you offered to buy her the ticket and the lodging, she still won't go. She is absolutely terrified of spiders. I showed her a couple different pictures of those. Oh, what are the big ones called, guys? Shit. Those huge spiders they have. I forgot what they're called. Showed her a picture of those and some of the fields where it looks like there's a foot of snow and it's actually just spider webs covering everything. No, not tarantulas. There's a big type of spider over there. Tarantulas, I used to see them all the time when I lived in New Mexico. No, those big ass ones. Oh, I was trying to tip my tongue. I can't think of what they call those spiders. I've seen videos of them. Those fuckers, I've seen videos of them up on somebody's wall, and they jump down, too. Yeah, I can't think of it. Huntsman. That's it. Jill's got it. Huntsman spiders. Yes. I showed her some pictures of those huntsman spiders. Fuck. She was done. She's like, no, I'm not. I won't go there. No, it's that huntsman spider. There might be other big ones. Probably are other big ones in Australia, too, but those are the ones. I showed her some pictures of those, and she was done. Hey, Spazdev. Those abominate. Yeah, that's what it was, Joe. Right up on people's walls and shit. And then they're looking at him, and that fucker jumps off the wall. Yeah. Yeah, Niff. Huntsman spiders, fuck those. I'm not afraid of spiders per se, but I ain't dealing with them either. Damn. All right, guys, I got to go. Hey, this was a fun stream. These are always fun streams where we just sit and chat like this. This was a really, really good time. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me. This was a lot of fun. Well, I never know from day to day for sure, but I'm hoping to stream again tomorrow. Don't know what we'll do tomorrow. Might be some GTA 5. I don't know, but yeah, these are fun. I love doing these streams. I agree, Joe. This is some of my favorite stuff, is just sitting chatting, because the stuff that you guys bring up always ends up being so entertaining and so fun. If I can find the name of that guy, that super genius dude, I will bookmark the article on him for one of these streams. God damn, it was just the other day I was reading it too. I should have bookmarked it then, because he's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. But if I find it again, I will bookmark
Jill
it and
brought
we'll
up
talk
kangaroos,
about it.
so I want to mention my favorite kangaroo.
Captain.
His name was Roger, a buff as fuck kangaroo who shared his name with the boxing kangaroo from Tekken.
Oh, really? I was thinking Captain Kangaroo. He was a badass. We'll be right back. One of my
Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy.
There's our boy Plankton. One of my favorite kangaroos is still the one that got punched by the guy. Only because his expression was brilliant. He's holding that dog. The guy comes up, boom, nails him. And that's my favorite part of that video is the kangaroo goes, and he looks at him like, are you fucking for real? The kangaroo was stunned. He's like, do you know what I can do to you, bitch? But it hit him just hard enough that the kangaroo wasn't sure he wanted to keep fighting. Oh, that was hilarious. I love that. His expression was so good.
That kangaroo was a comedian.
Yes. Yes, he was. And it's so expressive. If you watch that video, again, just watch his eyes. It's so expressive. You know exactly what's going through his head. He's like, first of all, he's like, that fucking stung, because you know he concussed him a little bit. He shook his head good. So he's like, holy shit. And I don't think the kangaroo was used to taking a punch like that. And he was thinking about what he was going to do in response. So the guy did the right thing, getting the fuck out of there. because the kangaroo was gonna come back, but for that moment he was shook. They are so buffed up. It's crazy how strong they are. It was confuzzled. It was Nacho. Oh, that was hilarious. And there's our boy.
It's over.
All right, we're out of here.
Go home.
I got you, Deadpool. We're out, guys. Thanks again for the conversation. This was a blast, and I will talk to y'all real soon.